I guess this slide is now a little bit sufficient, so I will not go into details. So if you want to get in touch with me, the best way to find me is on LinkedIn, or simply visit my website, nastic.at. So today we are going to talk about serverless computing in Edge Cloud Continuum. But before we move on to the serverless part of things, let's first establish some terminology and try to define what this Edge Cloud Continuum is. Well, first, let's start with the definition of a continuum. It is a continuous sequence in which adjacent elements are not perceptibly different from each other, but the extremes are quite distinct. And I think this is also very obvious in the image. On the right-hand side, where on the top we have a large data centers, and then moving over the core network layer, sometimes also referred to as fog, to the much smaller and much more geographically distributed edge nodes or edge layer. So when we talk about Edge Cloud Continuum, we typically talk about the large pool of interconnected resources, which are typically hierarchically layered and also globally heterogeneous, meaning that they are globally distributed. All right, so that out of the way, let's start with the 4 big promises of serverless computing. First of all, serverless computing promises us that there is no infrastructure management, meaning that a developer can simply take a piece of code, put it somewhere in the cloud, and it will automatically run and execute, and the developers don't need to worry about the infrastructure itself, such as setting up containers, setting up VMs, etc. All of this is taken by a serverless platform provider who then do that on behalf of the user. Another important aspect is the flexible elastic scaling, which means that the serverless applications or serverless functions can scale much better and much more flexibly compared to the traditional application, for the sheer fact that the users or the developers do not have to configure auto-scaling policies, auto-scaling groups, or create deployments such as Kubernetes deployment. Again, this is all handled by the serverless platform. Another important aspect is a high reliability and availability, and this is facilitated or guaranteed by having a serverless platform globally distributed. So